Welcome back. I'm so glad you are here. So, I am still eating through that large grocery haul that I did last week, and I'm not going to have a grocery haul video for you this week. But what I thought I would do instead was to kind of walk you through the process that I use when I do a grocery shop. And won't surprise you, sort of the way that I approach that is informed by the nutritional guidance from the USDA. So I do pay a lot of attention to the nutritional categories of veg, fruit, grain, protein foods, dairy, and then my beloved miscellaneous category, where my coffee goes. So you also know, if you watch this channel, that the very first thing I will do before I even think about going to the grocery store is I will look at what I already have on hand, and I'm going to project what I think I'm going to have left over around the time I need to go to the grocery store again. But let me show you and walk you through all the steps that I take when I am going to do a grocery shop. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's say that I've gone through my pantry, fridge, and freezer, and what I have on hand in veg, I've got frozen spinach, I've got some vegetable broth, I've still got some carrots. For fruit, I've got raisins and frozen bananas. For grains, I've got some brown rice in the pantry, I've got millet in the pantry, I've got corn tortillas in the fridge. For protein, I've eaten through all of my beans, all of my tofu, all of that sort of stuff. And all I have left in protein are some frozen shelled soybeans. In dairy, I'm out of my plant milk, I'm out of all that kind of stuff, but I do have some faux cheese that I could use, some plant based cheese. And then thankfully, I do still have some coffee left. So, what I will do is kind of looking at what I already have on hand, I will start to ask myself the question about what could I potentially make and what might I potentially need. So for breakfasts, um, I have frozen bananas and frozen spinach, which I could use to make smoothies, and I have raisins, which I often put in my oats, but I don't have any oats and I don't have any fruit to put in smoothies. So I know that I need oats, I know that I need fruit. I also need some plant milk to put in my coffee in the morning, and I like a splash of plant milk on my oats, and I don't have any of that, so I know I need that. For lunches, really the only bean I have left are soybeans, kind of shelled edamame in the freezer. And if you watch this channel, you know I eat a big salad or something like a Buddha bowl, really big salads every day, but sometimes I'll have a Buddha bowl. So to build out my inventory for lunches, I know I need some greens. I really like to have red, orange, or yellow peppers, need more beans. I like green onions chopped into my salads. And then I like to have a piece of chocolate every day after lunch. So for dinners, kind of looking at my grains, I can make tacos or nachos. I could make stir fry. I could make Buddha bowls. But if I'm going to have tacos or nachos, I like that with pinto beans. Some people like black beans. Do what you like. Tacos or nachos, I like to have kind of sliced onion in those. So I would want to pick that up. For Buddha bowls, I like to have a sweet potato, kind of a roasted, like if you chop up some sweet potatoes and roast them in the oven or the air fryer. I just really, really like a sweet potato in a Buddha bowl. I need some tofu because I don't want to eat just all beans all week. Definitely need peppers to go in my tacos. Also need those for the salads. And then if I'm making Buddha bowls, it's always good to have a green in a Buddha bowl. So dinners, I'm going to have lots of options. Now, in terms of snacks, I've got carrots already and I've got those corn tortillas. And so I would probably want to make some kind of dip with that. So I'm going to get a can of chickpeas and I will make my homemade hummus. I need to have enough fruit that I've got fruit to go in my oats and fruit to go in my smoothies. And then when I'm feeling a carb craving, I do like to make like regular potatoes just kind of sliced and air fried. So these are some of the meals that I can start planning to make based on what I have on hand. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go look and see what is on sale at my grocery store. Okay, my local Kroger equivalent is a King Super. And so when I am preparing a grocery shop, I will always look at the digital weekly ad to see if there are any kind of loss leaders I don't want to miss out on. And so, I buy apples and bananas as kind of my staple fruits. When anything goes on sale for 99 cents a pound in fruit, that is something I will consider buying. And I'm really just looking for loss leaders on fruits and veg. So just looking at this front page, nothing here is jumping out as something that I'm going to buy. Always be careful about these 10 for $10 sales because oftentimes it's actually not a deal. So always be careful. All right, the weekly digital deals are always going to be of interest. If there is any fruit and veg, okay, I'm not buying bacon. Ooh, peaches and nectarines. So if I were going to the grocery store this week, I absolutely would be buying peaches or nectarines. Absolutely. None of this stuff I'm going to buy. Nope, nope, nope. All right, let's see. Any more produce? Is there produce anywhere? Any produce? All right. So red, orange, yellow bell peppers, those have been like $1.49 a piece the last couple of months. So $1.25, I think, is what that would come out to each. That is actually a pretty good buy. That price on cabbage is okay. Not super, but okay. Maybe I might consider getting some cabbage. This is not a sale on squash or zucchini. Not a good sale on asparagus. Not a good sale on these oranges, right? Because it's a 3-pound bag. So really, I think what I am looking at here is in terms of the loss leaders, I would basically be buying the peaches and nectarines and maybe the bell peppers. That's kind of what I am seeing here. Now, the other thing I will do is I will always check and see, what kind of digital coupons are available. So I clearly would clip the coupon for those peaches if I were going to the grocery store this week. And I would check and see if there are any special coupons just for me that I might want to use. Nothing there that I would want to use. But I would also check and see sort of what coupons I already have loaded on my card. So there are like some good coupons here. So I definitely, because the peppers are on sale, I would want to buy some peppers because I've got a coupon for that already. If I needed beans, I've got a coupon for that, right? So I'm always going to be looking at what are the loss leaders? Where can I stack coupons? And so again, the big deal for me this week would be the peaches and nectarines because that's a really, really, really good buy. But if you shop at a regular grocery store that does have sales, like not a Walmart and not a Dollar Tree, do always check the loss leaders and the weekly ad and check sort of what there might be coupons for. All right, so now that I know sort of what is on sale, what I have coupons for, all that kind of thing, I will construct my actual grocery list. And you can see the various items that I have put on this list. Probably the biggest item there are those peaches at 99 cents a pound. Those are a steal, and I'm totally getting them. That said, I know sometimes when I get peaches, they're hard as a rock when I get them at the grocery store. So I am going to pick up a couple apples just to give me a couple of days if those peaches are still hard as a rock. So I am buying a lot of things at the grocery store, as you can see. GN beans are Great Northern beans, if you're wondering what that is. So, having looked at everything on sale, looking at the things I had coupons for, I am now going to build my actual meal plan. So for breakfast, I will have oats, smoothies, coffee, lunches, big salads, Buddha bowls, and a piece of chocolate. Dinners, I'm going to have lots of options this week: cabbage and tofu stir fry, baked tofu with like cabbage and onions sauteed in some veg broth, and some broccoli. Going to have lots of veg with that. One package of tofu has at least 4 servings in it. So, can get lots of good stuff out of one package of tofu. I am going to have tacos or nachos one night, and if I need it, I can make a Buddha bowl for dinner. For snack, I will make some homemade hummus, and I will eat that with carrots, air fried tortilla chips, or sliced bell pepper. I will have fruit, and I will make some air fries with the potato that I am getting. So, this is what I would put on my grocery list. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, although the King Super, the Kroger equivalent, is the closest to me, there is a Walmart within 10 miles of my house. And so I actually go into both of the apps. On the left is the King Super / Kroger app. On the right is the Walmart app. And I will put all of the items into both of the apps. In this case, a grocery pickup at the King Super / Kroger would be $30.91. At the Walmart, on the right-hand side, those same 25 items would be $41.20. Now, almost 7 of that is because there would be a fee because I'm a little under their $35 minimum. But the price difference here is $30.91 at the King Super / Kroger, or I would say $34.21 at the Walmart. If it is way cheaper at the Walmart, sometimes I will make the drive. At this point, I kind of have to decide if I want to do an in-person shop or a grocery pickup. And as you can tell, sometimes the stores charge fees if it's below a certain dollar amount. That certainly would tell me that I need to do an in-person shop and not a grocery pickup if they're going to charge me a fee. But there are other things that I consider when I make this decision. So when you do a grocery pickup, one of the big benefits there for me is that I'm not gonna get enticed to buy things that are not on my list. And I generally know exactly how much I'm gonna spend, except for kind of how produce might weigh in. So I'm not gonna have impulse buys, and I have a pretty good idea of exactly how much I'm gonna spend. Now, that said, a benefit of doing an in-person shop, particularly at a store like Kroger, where there are discount bins, is that sometimes you can find things cheaper in the discount bin than what you could get through the grocery pickup app. So sometimes, for example, there will be 99-cent bags of fruit, which is going to be cheaper than any sale fruit that they have, right? Also in the discount bin, I have found coffee before. I have found I found coffee, I've found plant milk, I've found all kinds of things in the discount bins at my Kroger. So sometimes when it's really close, I'll make a decision that I'm going to do an in-person shop, because the discount items, sometimes not all the deals at the grocery store are actually in the online app. So make a choice make an affirmative choice about whether you're going to do in-person or grocery pickup. And really never do the grocery pickup if you've got to pay the fee. Just my 2 cents. Okay, if you are going to do an in-person shop, I want to strongly suggest that you do your list based on the way your grocery store is laid out. For me, when I do this, it helps me guard against impulse buys because I only go to the places in the grocery store where I actually need things. I don't go down aisles where I don't need anything. And for my grocery store, sort of, there is the big produce section, and then there are things kind of in the center aisles that are pantry items. So in this case, I would go down the aisle that's got cereal and coffee and oats. I'd go down the aisle that has canned beans, and I'd go to the aisle that has dark chocolate. But other than that, I'm not going down any of those aisles. My dairy section in my grocery store is where the plant milk is. It's also where the tofu is. So I'll go over there just to get these two items. This shop, I don't actually need anything from the frozen section, and I don't actually need anything in household. So I'm going to avoid those areas altogether. You will note here in both produce and pantry, I am reminding myself to check the discount bins before I put anything in my cart. So when I walk into the grocery store and I go over to the produce section, I am checking the produce discount bin before anything else goes in my cart. Same thing for the pantry discount bin at my Kroger equivalent. So, big piece of advice here: if you're doing an in-person shop, construct your grocery list based on the layout of your grocery store, and only go down the aisles or into the sections where you need things. That will help ward off impulse buys. Okay, friends, so these are some of the steps I take when I am putting together a grocery list and when I am getting ready to do a grocery haul, whether that is a grocery pickup or an in-person shop. I'd love to get all of your top tips down in the comments below. Let's help each other improve the science of our grocery list making and grocery shopping habits. Please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Do all the things you can to help this channel. And I will see you again next week, next Thursday, when we definitely will have a grocery haul because I'm going to be out of food by then for sure. Thanks so much for visiting.